Brexit has made huge changes in the UK, especially for international students who are job seekers. And in this video, we want to help you guys figure out what is the future of jobs, especially for internationals in the United Kingdom. Hey friends, welcome to Chai and Coaching. I'm Rob, and we love helping internationals be more successful in their cross-cultural journeys. And we're going to be exploring if Brexit and the future of jobs for internationals in the UK is going to be good or not so good. Is it going to have a bright future or gloomy and rainy like a lot of days there in the UK? And we've got some great guests to help us figure that out today. At the very end, we're going to give you guys the verdict, the decision on whether you have a future of job opportunities there in the United Kingdom. So Simi and Mithun, please go ahead and introduce yourselves.
Thank you so much, Rob. And hi, hello to everyone. I believe that my face is quite familiar to at least some of you. So my name is Simi, and I'm here from the United Kingdom. I have spoke to you like a couple of months back about future of jobs back in 2020, but now things have been totally different now. A lot of things have been happening in the UK, just like what Rob said. The Brexit has happened. We are officially out of the EU now. The education, the job market, everything is going through drastic changes. So today, I and my friend Mithun will be talking to you about a lot of stuff that's going to help a lot of international students out there who are already in the UK and who dream of coming to the UK in this year or next year. So a quick introduction about myself. Namaskaram, my name is Simi. I'm from Kerala, India. So hi, hello to all the Malayali Indian friends and every now I got friends like all around the world. Like after the video, I got requests on LinkedIn from people from different parts of the world. So big hello to all my friends out there. Thank you so much for supporting me. So just like you all know, I'm an international student in the UK doing my master's in international marketing at the University of Northampton, currently on my placement year, and I'm working as a social media coordinator for this company based in Austin, Texas. It's called Chorus, working on a couple of social media projects. Yeah, that's a very short, brief introduction about me. And the person that I'm introducing to you, his name is Mithun Mohan. He's also from Kerala, India. And the reason why I brought him to this video is because, the reason why I'm so happy, brimming with all that energy and enthusiasm is just because of Mithun, because I really had a tough time on my job search, applying for jobs, making my CV. And even if the CV went through the next stage, I couldn't get through the interview. So I was just juggling between a lot of things. So it's at that time that I reached out to Mithun. He's an international recruiter himself. He's in the UK for the last 5 years. He's an engineering graduate from NIT India, and then he did his master's in music and in business administration here. So it was through him that I got a lot of information about how to prepare well for interviews, and luckily I landed the job. So yeah, I think that's so much about Mithun. So Mithun, why don't you just give a short introduction about yourself?
I came here to do my music technology course. I am a creative. But after my technology course, I swung into an MBA. And then after my MBA, I sort of figured out that it's a little bit of a rocky path for an international student, per se, to be in the UK. So I got together with another partner of mine who was based in the UK at the time. And then we set up a recruitment firm, mostly in healthcare. We cater to the independent health sector, which is care homes. You have your nursing homes, you have your residential care homes. And we also work at a sub-agent level with the NHS, mostly sorting out staffing for them from the overseas and from international chapters as well. So pretty much as a recruiter and as a talent acquisition specialist, and having worked in the core of the industry for quite a bit now, I feel like I would be able to offer some value in terms of where the general discourse is going to go.
Well, I'm really excited to have both of you guys with your experience, both studying and working there in the UK. And we're going to break down all the important updates and factors, especially with Brexit and how that impacts the job scope and opportunities for internationals. And at the very end, share whether it's got a hopeful future or not for you guys. But let's start at the very beginning, just with the PSW, the post-study work visa update, and how Brexit impacts that.
Yes, so I think I'll take that up because it's been one of the most fascinating topics that we've been hearing since September 2019. Like I told my previous video, we didn't have a clarity on how is it going to come into effect? So very happy, very proud to announce that a week ago, the UK government has officially introduced the post-study work visa. So any graduate who is in the UK, who is on a tier 4, any student who is on a valid tier 4 visa in this country from July 1st, 2021 is eligible to apply for the post-study work visa, or popularly known as the graduate route. So the applications open from July 1st, 2021. So I would recommend, like, I can't say everything on how to apply or what are the things that you need to know, because it's going to be a lengthy one. So do check gov.uk website, just type in post-study work visa and you get all the details, like how to apply, what are the fees. So just to cut it short, everyone who is here on a valid tier 4 student visa from July 1st, 2021, go ahead with this post-study work visa. And this is the best time for any student to come to the UK because of the introduction of this route. So if you're just planning to make the UK, go ahead, give it a start.
Right, right. Also needed to talk about what about the people who are graduating after July 1st, 2021?
Yeah, if you're still on a valid tier 4 visa from July 1st, 2021, you are eligible for that. That's all you have to do. Make sure that you are on a valid tier 4 student visa or on a the 4-month stay back time, anytime. If you have that valid visa with you, you're good to apply.
That is good news. And how do you guys think the job market is going to be affected in the future going forward with these changes?
I would say that that's a multi-layered question, and it will definitely have a multi-layered answer, because there are many variables which is right there in your question itself. First of all, the post-study work visa. When you talk about the visa, it's a 2-year extension for a student, where a student can work 40 hours plus, and a student can pick up lots of skills from the new jobs that they get. And lots of employers are gonna like the consistency that international students offer in terms of how dedicated they are to their work, and the general, industrious nature that we bring, along with a lot of other factors as well, which we will cover in the future. So that's one side of it. And an other side of it is with the COVID that's going on, the ripples of COVID is actually gonna hit back the businesses. It will come like a steady backlash in the months to come in the future. Right. So with the past few months in the lockdown, we have seen the business topography, the business landscape has changed a little bit, and it starts from the market essentially. So there's changes in buying behaviors of people, and how often people buy, and the mediums that they buy through. So this has all affected essentially how a business even markets itself, and how a business foresees itself. So the future, even our future planning of our business has changed a lot. We look at short terms in chunks now, and we say, okay, how are we going to tackle the next 2 months, the next 3 months, right? Because we are more about the present and the immediate future, and also looking at things in hindsight as well. So just immediate hindsight, what I mean. So the way how businesses are seeing recruitment, even our clients, that's a little bit different now. So if you ask me about whether post-study work visa is going to benefit a student, I would say that it would start qualitatively within the insides of the student first. So they need to understand what this changes in the market and how employers are thinking now, which I've already told you about, and where do you sort of fit into this little matrix. And then depending upon that, you make proactive changes in your CV and the way you carry yourself and the way you articulate when you go to an employer. And then sort of the changes will start from there, and that will sort of work like an avalanche to your benefit. That's pretty much it. So,
and one thing I want to add is we're going to be making another video with Mithun and Simi about what UK employers are looking in job seekers and some tips from recruiters. So be sure to check out that other video we're making with them for specific job searching tips, techniques, and strategies. But here we're talking more about the scope and future of job opportunities in the UK. So Mithun, are there any other benefits that international students can look forward to there in the UK being post-Brexit?
One of the main changes that you've already touched on post-Brexit is the introduction of the post-study work visas, and actually the declaration that has come in the government website as well. with the post-study work visa, one of the main things that international students are going to get is a breather, right? So in this country, in the UK, for the international students, a breather is something which is not a very abundant resource, if you know what I mean. By breather, I mean that we're always in a deadline. So your visa is going to expire in, say, 1 month, or it's going to expire in 2 months, or in the foreseeable future. You can always see a deadline in front of you.
Yeah.
But your post-study work visa gives you a breather in terms of the fact that, okay, you can apply for your post-study work visa and extend that deadline by another 2 years. Now, one of the things that may be of concern is that even if you get this extension, it doesn't count towards your settlement, right? So then we have the point-based system and your introduction of skilled worker visas, which is passed the 1st January 2021, which makes it the same for EU nationals and the international market to apply for a work visa within the UK. So you have a point-based system. So that applies equally to all the international students, whether it may be, or the international candidates who are coming from outside the UK.
Yeah. Taking from Mithun's point, I just want to elaborate, like the worker visa, which is like the skilled work visa, it requires like a minimum of 70 points. So Mithun, why don't we just, quickly touch down what those 70 points are?
Definitely. So your 70 points is broken up into a 50 and a 20. So the 50 points are mandatory points and 20 points are tradable points. So I'm going to say that once again, 50 points mandatory, you definitely need that. And 20 points is a tradable point. So tradable point may differ based on your route. Like if you have a PhD, or if you have like a minimum cutoff salary, or whether the job is in a shortage occupation code, blah, blah, blah. So then you have those 20 points separate. And now how did the 50 points come about? So then you have 20 points if you have an offered job by an approved sponsor. And you will be able to find the list of sponsors in the tier 2 and tier 5 registered sponsors list. So if you quickly Google that, you can get a PDF, which is put up by the Home Office, giving you a list of all the employers who could possibly sponsor you. So international students, that's a good little resource.
We'll have that link in the description for you guys.
Absolutely. And then you need to have a job at an appropriate skill level. Now, in the UK, you have lots of different job codes, and you will find that in the ONS job coding system. And now, if the sponsor has given you a job in an appropriate job code, which is valid under the skilled worker route, then you get an additional 20 points. There you go. So you can put the 20 and 20 becomes 40. And then you have another 10 points mandatory, which is your English language skill. So now you can have your English language skill depending upon the job. So for health and social care visas, there's all dedicated guidelines for that. But you need to have English language requirements, which is specific to the job that you have been offered at that skill level, and that will carry 10 points. Then you have 20 points if you're in a shortage occupation code. Like if suppose I was fortunate to be a nurse. So then I get 20 points there.
Also, Mithun, if you are a new entrant in the labor market, then you get that 20 points.
No, you don't. If just because you're a new entrant in the market, you don't get 20 points. You need to be a new entrant in the market, plus you need to match the cutoff salary. Then you get that 20 points.
That's new information
right?
For me. I didn't know about that.
Okay. That's important. And the cutoff salary is 20,500.
So I was under the assumption that like I'm new, like basically all the international students after the graduate route or the post-study work visa, we all are new entrants in the labor market. So we don't get that 20 points. Is that what you said?
Yes.
Really?
Yeah, just because you're a new entrant, you don't get that 20 points. You need to also get the cutoff salary, and you need to find a sponsor who's willing to pay you that cutoff salary. But there are a few little interesting caveats. The cutoff salary can be met by up to a 48-hour contract. So that helps employers, sort of to manage the hourly pay. That's a nice way to navigate around that. For more information, definitely we
Yes.
can have the link in the description.
Thanks for clarifying that. Yeah, I mean, the points-based system is definitely different than here in America. And so, yeah, I learned a lot, and that's going to really help people
I learned a
understand.
lot. I had a lot of, misconceptions about all these new entrants thing, and now it's clarified. Thanks to Mithun.
Yeah, things are changing. And our chai questions for you guys who are watching today is, what job role are you searching for right now, especially there in the UK? So let us know in the comments, share what kind of job role, what kind of industry you guys are looking for in the UK. I know that Simi is in a marketing background, and we've got Mithun in the healthcare background. And we want to just touch real briefly before we wrap up and give you guys the verdict and decision on our big question. Mithun, what is the healthcare industry looking like? Is it a viable career option, especially for internationals there in the UK?
Absolutely, 100%. But one of the main what do I call it? One of the main directions which the healthcare industry is taking in recruiting new people, especially international candidates or candidates who really want to get involved with healthcare work, is rationale. What is the reason and why do they want to work in that environment? Because you have a lot of vulnerable adults, you have sensory impairment issues, you have mental health issues, you have schizophrenia, you have bipolar, you have lots of different aspects of care. And while dealing with vulnerable adults or children per se, you always need the right mindset, and you need to be there for the right reasons. So a lot of what employers are looking for, which again is another side of your question, isn't it? Whether there is a sustainable opportunity. So the opportunity is there if you are there for the right reason, and if you want to progress sustainably and work towards a career in healthcare. So the opportunity is there on the table. Now let me tell you about the technical side, right? You have a recent addition of a job code into the shortage occupation list. Now, I was talking about the tradable points earlier. If the job is on the shortage occupation list, you get 20 tradable points straight away. There you go. So if you're a new entrant and you have those 20 points in there, if you have the job from the shortage occupation code in there, you just need to meet the salary criteria, and then there you go. So for 6141, which is a senior carer role, and then you have your nurses, pre-registered nurses, means people who are trying to work towards the nursing and midwifery council registrations. So then you have, if you've done your, say, master's in public health, if you've done your master's in MSc nursing, for example, and then if you've done your master's in healthcare and leadership. So all this is a potential, stepping stone towards an NMC registration. So if you want to do that, there are caveats which you can explore with employers on the tier 2 and 5 registered sponsors that we talked about earlier, where you can find a sustainable opportunity. But you need to be there for the right reason and prove that you have the rationale and the drive to progress within the healthcare industry. So this is the heads and tails of the question that you asked, to be frank, Rob.
Wonderful.
Also, Rob, why don't we ask Mithun, like, there's been a trend of healthcare professionals who do their studies in the home country and then move to the UK for the jobs. And now trends have been changing, like many students right after their school level, they come to the UK and then do their nursing or MBBS or whatever healthcare course that is. So Mithun, I just want to ask you that, is it worth coming all the way to the UK and then doing an undergrad in nursing or any medical related courses, or doing the course from the home country itself and then migrating to the UK for the job? Which one would you suggest?
Oh my God, you're asking me lots of multi-layered questions here. So once again, there is a trade-off in terms of the amount of money that you're going to spend in terms of picking up a course here in the UK. Okay, I understand it's shorter than in India, and it might be more industry oriented if you study here in the UK. But in terms of, I'm just going to take the result as getting an employment. That's the result that we're looking for for an international student, is it better to come here to the UK, or is it good for them to do a course there from India, for example, and then come to the UK?
Yeah.
All right. If you come here into the UK and do your course, you're already having the qualification bit covered, right? And you just need, and that would cover your qualification and also cover your English language requirement too, right? So then you get the 10 points up front. There you go. And plus, another big plus is that once a person comes to the UK, they've done a course, they become a new entrant into this labor market.
Yes.
And employers don't need to pay the immigration skills charge. So this ISC, the immigration skills charge, is something that the government levies on the employer if you're recruiting somebody from overseas. And that will be £361 if you are a small employer, and £1,000 per year if you're a big employer. So the average span of sponsorship is 3 years. So now, if you're going to employ somebody from the overseas, say, okay, I want to bring this guy, he's a nurse, and I need to pay £3,000 if I'm a big employer. That's a lot of money, right? To just bring him to this country. Now, if the person has actually not done his course there and come here, done his course in the UK, and then somebody wants to take them in, there's no £3,000 anymore, because that's the student is effectively a new entrant into this labor market. Now, that's the benefit for the employer. So, but that's an indirect benefit for the student as well, isn't it?
Thanks for clarifying that. And now we've covered so many factors, so many changes with Brexit and international students. So what is the conclusion, Simi Mithun? Is there a bright future for jobs and careers for internationals in the UK?
A simple answer, definitely, 100%. But how you navigate through all the light is down to the student, down to the individual who's in the midst of it all, who's in the thick of the action, right? So understanding the employer expectation and, paying attention to the details, having the right mindset, having the openness to experience. And like you very rightly mentioned, Rob, I've got to give it to you, navigating through the cultural, and the most important thing is understanding or getting a grasp of the true essence of cross-cultural learning. So once it's a combination of all these factors, and qualitatively, employability, boosting your overall employability. But the opportunity is there. It's just up to you how effectively you can seize that opportunity.
And we'll definitely be covering that in the other video about the job search process to take advantage of these good job opportunities there in the UK. So Simi Mithun, thank you so much. This is going to be a super helpful video, and this has been a really fun and enlightening conversation for me as well.
Thank you.
No problem, Rob.
Thank you so much.
And everyone, be sure to connect with us online and engage and join in the Chine coaching community. We definitely want to help all of you guys be successful in your cross-cultural journeys everywhere in the world. So thanks so much for tuning in, and we'll see you guys next time at Chine Coaching. Cheers.